minute hit mark.
Welcome back, my hooligans and delinquents, as I hope you're all having a fantastic day, as I got this aggressively average content for you today. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been in Gold Coast, Australia, absolutely enjoying the electric energy being fed by the Australian community right here. And I have to say, it was my absolute honor to be presenting in front of a crowd of the XRP community for the first time in my career, as you watch BC Backer on the screen. This was a little clip I took during a lunch break, and all of you need to understand that I have just one big frustration with the XRP community, and I'm gonna make sure all of you understand it. It's the fact that the XRP community quite literally does not appreciate the builders and developers of this ecosystem. The reason that is so important is because you really wonder why XRP hasn't hit new all-time highs yet. You really complain over the fact that XRP has been underperforming. Yes, the SEC lawsuit is a massive reason for that. But Blockchain Backer did a tremendous job during his Gold Coast presentation, as well as during his YouTube live streams, explaining to the community that developer activity is a big reason for why cryptos go on bull runs. And the more developer activity in a crypto ecosystem, the more the price will inevitably rise. You see, we've been seeing Solana leading from the front of this current bull market. And what you see is that Solana has over 1 million daily active addresses. Solana is up 20x. XRP has 20,000 daily addresses that are active. And XRP is only up 2x since the bear market. Do you understand the difference? During a presentation made during the XRP Gold Coast conference, it was stated that every single fucking time a new project is attempting to build on the XRP ledger, some dickheads, some anons that provide zero value to the world want to call them scammers. Isn't that unbelievable? The one thing the XRP community needs most is the one thing people want to try and critique the most. When people try and build, they get shunned, pejoratives spewed their way. And you wonder why we haven't hit new all-time highs. It's unacceptable, and this culture needs to change. My frustration with the XRP community is the fact that we treat XRP as a security of Ripple, despite the fact how much we want to argue that it's decentralized, that it's not a security. That was the whole point of this case, right? Well, why the fuck does the whole community just sit on their XRP? This is a decentralized network to be built upon, not a security that you need to be dependent on Ripple for value. Do you understand the fucking difference? Because the reason I made my first appearance live at a conference is because I wanted to highlight the importance of the people building right here in our ecosystem, because they deserve our support. Time and time again, builders on the XRP community get shunned. And let me give you all a gentle reminder. Daniel Keller was a validator that voted no on the automated market maker amendment, stating, no, I think there are some problems here. And I remember the hate he received for being objective and critical about real issues with the AMMs. And now, after AMMs went live, we saw massive problems. We saw a bug on the AMMs, and things had to slow down and be paused momentarily as things were getting fixed. But it seems to me that the culture of the XRP community is, unless Ripple says something, it's dog shit. Unless Ripple does it or endorses it or builds it, it's nothing, or it's a scam. And that is a shit way to look at it. The Solana ecosystem is absolutely thriving because there is degen culture there. It is inclusive to any and all things. And while I hate all the degeneracy, the scams, the memes, that is important for a thriving crypto ecosystem. And we have to make room for it all. Memes on XRP need to come. But the real world projects that are providing innovative solutions were highlighted this weekend at Gold Coast. And I will be over the next week showing so many different videos that I've taken so that every single one of you understand what it is that is happening right here on our favorite digital asset in the world. As AMMs go live and things are getting fixed, you need to understand that more value is coming to this ecosystem. And I felt it extremely important to inculcate into the masses' minds that XRP is not a security of Ripple. So don't treat it that way. Because these statistics by Minus Wells reign true. Maybe if we acted more like the Solana ecosystem, we'd have much more value, much more builders, and much more fucking price. They have 50x the daily active users. The XRP community needs to show up. And I can't stress that enough. Now, something else that frustrates me about the XRP community is the fact that we are divided. Divided, we get conquered. The more we come together, the stronger we become. What you guys see on the screen is Brad Kimes having blocked me. And the reason this occurred is because a couple years ago, I called him out pretty rudely and vigorously on YouTube for something that I should have probably just kept to myself. I was younger at the time, and I also heard some things. A game of telephone occurred to where I misinterpreted some of the events that occurred with him in particular. And because of that, there is a big divide in the community that I helped kind of perpetuate. I always believe that leadership starts with radical accountability. And ultimately, I put negativity out in the universe that hopefully, with this olive branch, we can mend to a certain degree and strengthen the community and bring halves together. Because I do believe we are stronger together. And Kimes, my apologies for what was said 5 years ago. And hopefully we can discuss what occurred. And even if you don't forgive, at least know that I wish I hadn't have said what I said. You had asked me to post this on Twitter and see where we can go from here. And hopefully after today, and after this Gold Coast conference, the XRP community can build and come together to become much, much stronger. Now, as I gave you that emergency message about my frustration with the XRP community, I'm going to leave you with an important TA analyst, one of my favorites in the world, Credible Crypto, highlighting the XRP chart in a fantastic way. Despite the fact that we need more builders and developers, we are going to see beautiful price action regardless this year in 2024, but with more building and developing here in the XRP ecosystem, even more price will come. I've always stated developer activity is the chicken and egg scenario between price and developers. One needs the other, and the other feeds off the other one. Let's see if this price brings more builders, because these builders are definitely going to bring more price down the road. This is not an XRP video, my friends. This is a call to action. This is for all of you to wake the fuck up and realize that we need to participate. And the more and more we understand this, that this is a decentralized network to be used and not a security to be invested in, that's when we will become the new 1%. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow I'll be posting an emergency podcast with Waters Above Crypto, letting you all know an important date to look out for, as the massive Black Swan event is on the horizon. And we also discuss what Waters got wrong about the altcoin market in our last podcast episode. And while despite the fact that it was an incorrect projection, we are on track for massive growth in 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bearable Bull here. Thanks for tuning in. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. Now I'll be back tomorrow with another video.
With people, the people who are more used to traditional TA, let's go ahead and take a look at this from a traditional perspective, ignoring Elliott Wave for a second, and we just zoom out to the 3-day chart, and we can see that essentially what we have here is one massive consolidation following our impulse from 2017. That took XRP from less than a penny, about a 20th of a penny, to $3.57 for what was at the time a 58,000% increase, or a 580x move. We haven't seen an impulse of that magnitude since 2017. And what has followed that has been literally 6 years of essentially sideways consolidation in what I believe to be one massive accumulation range, partly because of the SEC nonsense that happened, that caused XRP to fail to make new highs in 2021 when most other coins did. But as I've said, that simply means that this explosion, when we get it, should be even more aggressive and more significant. To put things in perspective once again, if this really is our first wave here, our first wave of 5, it's similar to this little move that we had down here. This was the 3rd, this was the 4th, and this was the 5th. So that kind of just puts things into context about how aggressive we can expect this next move to be. This move would be the first impulsive move, macro impulsive move on XRP that we've seen since 2017, which means that every other move that we've seen since 2017 to the upside should pale in comparison to what we have coming. I think XRP, seriously, the amount of frustration and hate and absolute destruction of hope that I see on Twitter right now when it comes to XRP is incredible. Makes me so much more confident about what is to come. Makes me so much more excited to be in position on XRP for what I think is going to be a move, the likes of which is going to leave most of the market stunned as it did in 2017. There is no doubt in my mind that we're going to see an explosive move here, and I can't wait for it to get started. But yeah, new all-time highs. I'm going off on a little bit of a tangent here, but from a non-Elliott perspective, we have essentially consolidation of higher lows and higher highs, reaching an apex, and looks like we're going to break out here soon. And a breakout of this essentially 6-year consolidation should have some pretty aggressive moves to the upside once it gets going.